Good evening les amis de la France. Aujourd'hui nous allons voir ensemble comment faire le riz impératrice, the Imperial Rice Pudding. Ingredients for the Empress Rice Pudding. For the candied fruit, 70 grams of candied fruit, finely chopped, rum for soaking the candied fruit to taste, 150 grams of raspberry coulis, see page 51, and candied orange slice to decorate the ramequin. For the rice, 750 grams of mineral water, 200 round or short grain rice, 800 grams of whole milk, 40 grams of butter, finely grated zest of one orange, preferably organic, 5 grams of vanilla liquid, 100 grams of sugar granulated, 1 gram of fine salt. For the custard, 10 grams of gelatin powder, 350 grams of vanilla custard sauce, see page 86, 1 teaspoon of kirsch, 150 grams of heavy cream, well chilled, 15 grams of sugar. Equipment for the Imperial Rice Pudding: the KitchenAid mixer with a mixing bowl and a whisk attachment, 2 large saucepans, 4 bowls, 1 small saucepan, 1 strainer, glasses or ramequin or silicone molds, whisk, spatula, spoon, ice cream scoop. We'll start with the rice. Boiling water, so you have your measured water. The water for the rice is boiling. I'm going to add the rice now, and be very attentive because in 2 minutes approximately it should be ready. So, and still should be crunchy, and I will verify the crunchiness to stop the boiling and to drain it. Two minutes have passed. Now I'm going to test the rice to make sure that it's crunchy. Perfectly crunchy. So I remove it pretty quick to stream it. I check it to remove the water before adding the milk. The next step, easy, 6 years old can do that, is to boil the milk. And a tip that few people know, even for the professional. In your milk, while it's warming, add a little bit of sugar so it will not stick to the bottom of the pots. Then you add the butter. Another tip, important even for professional. When you have to boil milk, always have a whip inside your saucepan, like that. The handle is in front of the other handle, so it's not get too hot. Why that? Any idea? It's just because if you are distracted by something, by the next step or somebody speaking to you, the milk may be rising too fast, and then could overflow the saucepan. You don't want that to happen. So immediately that when you notice that the milk is rising, you agitate your whisk in it until it stops rising. by cooling it a little bit this way. Just a simple tip, but that can prevent some difficulties. So the next step is to add the vanilla concentrate. So this is the expensive part of the recipe. Here we are. Before adding the grinded orange all right, and the next step will be to add my rice, then the sugar, and then the salt. It's really an easy recipe if you follow step by step, gently. Now you have to be patient. For 25 minutes to 30 minutes, you have to stir your batter at medium to low heat. So you have to reduce the heat and let it simmer gently for 25 to 30 minutes. 25 minutes has passed. I'm going to taste it just for the pleasure, because I cannot uncook it. Excellent. It's perfectly cooked. I will let it cool now while I'm preparing my custard, my crème. You may be intimidated by the gelatin step, but I will show you it's easy. Here you have 4 sheets of gelatin that you buy in box like that. While I'm explaining that, I will start warming my 200 grams of custard. So we have the easy way is gelatin powder. For this recipe, 10 grams. If you don't have gelatin powder, you buy the gelatin sheet. Some come in sheet of 2 grams and a half, some in 3 grams. In this case, it's 2 grams and a half. So for 10 grams of gelatin, you need 4 sheets. You hydrate it in melting ice. Gently for 10 minutes. After, you have to dry gelatin from the ice. I did that. I'm going to do that from this other bowl here. I mash it, dry them in my hands very well. And my custard is boiling. Same safety with the custard than with the milk, remember? I think it's warm enough. I'm going to put the gelatin in it to dissolve it. And it's almost instant gelatin. And I slow down the heat. You know why it's red? Because it's designed to go in the heat. When they are white, don't do that. Now I'm going to add the kirsch. It looks like water, but it tastes like sherry. And now I'm cooling my custard. Why? Because the next step is to add the whipped cream. And you don't want to add a warm custard mixed with the whipped cream, or the whipped cream will not stay whipped, fluffy. So you cool it at room temperature, gently like that. So right now we are using an ice bath of melting ice cube. And we have cooling gently our custard. When it's cold, we will transfer it to a bowl. It's nice, it's cold. You add the whipped cream. And if you do it right, it does not stick to your pot. Let's add the whipped cream now. So you have your mixer, you pour your cream here, you lift your bowl, and you start mixing slowly. You see the texture? It's telling me that it's a moment now to add granulated sugar. Not too early, not too late. If I mix too much, I will get butter. The whipped cream to be added to the custard. Very classic. You go from the whipped cream to the custard. And I'm finished with the whisk. Gently, gently. And then we will add the rice. Very creamy. Whipped cream. Custard together. Now it's the rice. And we'll decorate with candied fruit. Streaming the candied fruit. And once it's draining, I will mix my whipped cream with my rice. My crunchy rice, which is not crunchy anymore, but almost. I love that color with the orange grind, zest. Go at the center, turn, at the center, I turn. So it's gently because you don't want that whipped cream to get liquid. So just incorporate gently before garnishing. Here we are. Last step of the Imperial Impératrice riz. Same texture, slowly. You have to be patient to do such a dessert. If your kids help you, this is something they can do. Today we choose glasses, something that easy to refrigerate. Ice cream scoop. So I grab the bottom, so you don't have just the liquid on the top. I even have some leftover for ramequin. And refrigerate a few hours in your cooler. And your Bavarian cream will stop to be liquidy. And we will become truly a Bavarian cream, fit for an empress, pour une impératrice. On the page 375, you will see the family size of the Riz Impératrice and how it's decorated at the very end. Now, let's see how to mold those with silicone mold. The presentation for the individual portions in glass or ramequin. Perfect. So well refrigerated, it will be a delight. If you want to be artistic, let's be artistic a few minutes here with my orange candied. Now, more artistic, using the silicone mold that they are easy to find online. For the individual one here, for the family size, if it's silicone, you have no problem. Same thing like for the small one. But if it's metallic, just use a film, like I'm going to show you, and you cover inside the mold with a film all the way down before you pour the batter inside. Here it's already in it. So you pour the batter inside, here and here. You freeze it, hard frozen here and here. Then you unmold it upside down in a plate, in a serving plate. You defrost it gently to serve at room temperature and finish with some decor of your taste. Enjoy the Riz Pudding Imperial Impératrice with the Bavaria cream. À bientôt.